to Houston. And Lexi was in the row directly in front of me. And the captain of the airplane came to the back like mid-flight and was just like, "Are you Lexi? Are you Merritt?" And we were like, "Yes." Like, what did we do? You know? And then he was just like, "Well, I just wanted to congratulate you from captain to captain. Like, you guys are going to be the captain for this team." So it was super cool. He was super nice, and it was a cool way to find out for sure.
Yeah, it was very special.
What was the team's reaction after they heard that you guys were going to be the captains on the plane?
Well, not everyone was around us. I was sitting next to Kenna, and she was sitting next to Lainey, and they were both just like, "Oh, like, that's so cute." But everyone was very, like, "Congratulations, like, you guys deserve this," and was super, like, supportive about it.
What do you guys feel like you have done to earn the honor of being a captain?
Go ahead.
I think all spring long, like, our whole class and just, like, the older people on the team have done just a really good job of kind of welcoming in and making, like, the younger girls feel, like, at home and just, like, welcome on this team. And I feel like it wasn't just us who were the ones that stood out, but that overall, like, we have just made everyone, like, feel so welcome and have just done a good job of, like, maintaining that this group and making sure that everyone is just, like, doing okay mentally, physically, and all that.
Yeah, I think kind of like Lexi said, like, of the 6 people who had stood up and, like, captain was something that they wanted, I think it could have been any 2, 3, however many, it could have been anyone. And so I think the upperclassmen did a really good job, like Lexi said, and I obviously just got here, so I was welcomed too, but I think everyone did a really good job of just, like, making sure that we brought the team together, and I think that was huge. I think me and Lexi are both pretty much, like, lead by example kind of people, and so I would say, like, that's one thing for the two of us that I know is super big on our part is, like, we're going to come in and do what we're supposed to do every single day, so I think that's one thing that I know that, like, was big for me was day in and day out I was going to be myself and do what I needed to do. So I don't know, it's an honor, but like I said, it could have been any of us 6 and no one would have been surprised. We have a ton of leaders on this team.
Merritt, what does it mean to you that you can transfer in from Florida and then almost immediately be voted a captain? What does that say about you and the connections that you built with this team?
It's definitely a huge honor. It's very, very special. But I just came in and was myself, and I think at the end of the day, like I mentioned, I had to learn a bunch of stuff. I was in a new program. I kind of had to learn the ins and outs of Nebraska volleyball, and so I just kind of came in, put my head down, did what I needed to do, and ultimately was myself. I focused on those relationships with everyone, the freshmen, the newbies that I was coming in with, and then everyone else, and I think it's definitely a huge honor, and I don't know, like, it's pretty surreal, but I would just say I just focused on being myself and just kind of let it all fall into place.
Lexi, you were captain last year too. I mean, what did you learn from last year that you want to kind of carry forward, or any changes of approach, or just things you want to carry forward to this season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think from, like, a captain, like, I learned a lot about how I want to lead, and like Merritt said, like, I am someone who's gonna lead by example, and I just want to make sure that my teammates are just feeling like having fun while they're playing, but also, like, doing their job and making sure that, like, there's a good balance and that the vibes and on the court and off the court are always good. And so I feel like that's just something really important, is to just make sure that our chemistry's good and that, like, at the end of the day, we're making steps towards our goal.
Lexi, what do you think the team will benefit most from the past month with the training and the trip?
I think that being together for that long in a different country where, like, things aren't what we're used to, it's bound to bring us closer together on and off the court. And I think off the court, we all got a lot closer. I mean, we were sleeping together, eating 3 meals a day together, traveling together. So we all learned a lot about each other. And on the court, I think we also learned a lot about each other. And I think just that we all figured out that no matter who's on the court, like, we have a very high-level volleyball team, and that no matter what 6 get chosen to play, like, it's going to be a really good season. So I think we learned a lot on and off the court, but we definitely got a lot closer.
Lexi, would you go back to Brazil like 5 or 10 years from now just on a trip?
I would. I thought it was beautiful, like actually gorgeous, like one of the prettiest places I've ever been. And I mean, the food was good, so like that's pretty important. Don't want to go somewhere with bad food, but yeah. And the volleyball was fun. The culture around volleyball in Brazil was pretty cool. So yeah, I would definitely go back.
Merritt was the most memorable part of the trip for you?
I would say when we played the Brazilian military team, it was super cool. We were on their home base, their home field, and so a lot of people came to that game, and it was really cool just to like see how they did things in Brazil. I would say that was definitely the most special match, just because it was kind of like, obviously Bob is great, but we kind of got to go to their Bob in a way, you know. So I thought that was really special and a really cool thing to experience.
Lexi, with the freshmen and the transfers, how important is an overseas trip like this? John has talked about it in his other teams he's taken to China and other locations, but now that you've experienced this, how do you feel like a 2-week stretch like that maybe brought this team closer together, and how could that benefit this group as you head into the season in a few months?
I think it's really beneficial, especially for the younger girls. So we do have 5 freshmen. I think giving them kind of a little jump start to what like this season's going to be like was very important, just for them to kind of shake out some nerves and get used to like playing at this high level. We did have like our whole spring, but we only had 1 match, and so getting to go on this trip and get even more training and more experience at like the college level, I think was really important. And then like you said, getting a lot closer. I mean, I don't think that you can get much closer than traveling across the country for 2 weeks with each other. So I think down the road, when we're in kind of some tough games or just like a tough part of the season, like this trip will definitely be something that will help us kind of stay together.
When Coach Cook told the team that Jordan Larson was going to be coaching you guys, what was your reaction?
Oh, I think we were all stoked.
Yeah.
Like it was really good news for everyone. Everyone was really happy about that.
We walked into practice that day, and she was in there, and we were all whispering to each other. We were like, "What's she doing here? Like, what's going on?" Like, I think it was just very much like the reaction that you would expect, like jaws on the floor, just like so excited. It's a great opportunity to be coached by her, and it's really special because she was in our shoes, and so I think that'll help us a lot too. Not only having her and Kelly both, just we have someone that we can relate to day in and day out, and so I know like as a pin, that's really special for me. I know the setters love having Kelly. And so I think it's going to be really fun in the fall.
Agreed.
Lexi, she was in the gym last fall. What kind of impact did you see Jordan when she was practicing with the team during that time?
She had such an impact. Just like, even just getting to watch her play, she didn't always have to like say anything, but just getting to like watch how she plays, watch how she presents herself. I think everyone from last year's team learned a lot from her. And then what she says, she has so much like knowledge of the game that any feedback she's giving you is really impactful.
Merritt, since you arrived at Nebraska, you've had quite the, I mean, you went through the spring game, which was really something special. You've gone on this international trip. Like you said, we just talked Jordan Larson, now you're looking forward to volleyball day in Nebraska. Like, are you kind of like, holy cow, what is going on here? Because this has been quite the experience.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I think, I don't know, that was one thing that drew me to Nebraska, was just like how big volleyball was here and how special it is here. So I don't know, it's so special being a part of it now and not watching necessarily from the outside. So I don't know, I'm so excited, and day in and day out it just kind of blows my mind, because I'm just kind of like, what? Like you grow up wanting to be a part of that, and so it's very special, like actually being able to be someone who's like gonna play in that match that'll probably hold the record for till we get to tell our daughters that like we hold that record, you know. So I think it's super cool being on the flip side of it now and not being the little girl that was like, I want to be that one day. So it's very surreal for sure.
Lexi, Coach said the setter battle is kind of neck and neck right now. What did you see from Kennedy and everything she's gone through, the improvement she's made, and then also for Bergen coming as a true freshman to be that impactful? What do you make of kind of the setter situation right now and just their 2 journeys?
I think, yeah, like you said, they both have incredible journeys, and knowing kind of for the past 2 years, I think she has grown so much as a player and as a leader, like kind of we said in the beginning, any 6 of us that stood up for captains could have been captains, and I think she is a great leader, and she has kind of helped Bergen also with her coming in as a freshman. She's kind of, I mean, they're both setters. They practice together all the time. They're always like in meetings together, and I think she's done a great job of just welcoming Bergen, and it's really good to see just that no matter if she's the one playing or not, like she's always gonna be the loudest cheerer and the one who's like encouraging everyone. And then to see Bergen and her confidence at such a young age is really, really inspiring, and I love playing with her, and she just brings so much passion and joy to the game, and I'm just excited to see how much she continues to grow and thrive in all the moments that she'll be in. So they're both have their own journey and have both done amazing things this spring. So.
Are you guys tired? That was a long trip you were on.
Not too bad, actually.
Yeah, the last 2 days that we had when we were there were more kind of just like chill, relaxed days. So that was super fun. We didn't necessarily have volleyball those last couple of days, so we were kind of just able to relax, like Lexi said, grow as a team, just have a lot of those conversations. So, I mean, obviously it was 2 weeks on the road, so we're definitely a little bit tired, but we lifted this morning, so we're ready to go.
How'd that weight lift from hit you this morning?
It was okay. A little sore, but that's okay.
What's your plan going forward too? Are you two in charge of the summer workouts, or how do you kind of organize the team before fall camp starts in about a month and a half?
Well, our like strength coach will kind of organize all that, but yeah, we're pretty much in the weight room, just trying to get stronger, faster, get ready for the season pretty much all summer long, and we'll get in the gym when we can, try and do open gyms before camp starts. But yeah, I think we're still all really determined to keep getting better. We all know that there's things as a team and individually that we have to work on, so I think we're all bought into doing that.
Lexi, you talk about the culture around volleyball in Brazil. What are some examples of things you saw or experienced of what volleyball's like there?
I think we went to Club Olympico, and it's kind of just like an all sports club, and I wouldn't say it's just around the sport of volleyball, but just around sports in general. It's more like here we kind of grow up and we have to like go to school to be able to like play sports and like do stuff like that, where in Brazil, and I'm sure in a lot of countries, they kind of just live to play sports, and they just have so much love and joy for the sports that they play. And so it was very eye-opening to see just that like they choose to play their sport from sunrise to sunset, and it was impactful for me and for like I think the rest of our team to just make sure that we do still have gratitude for the sport that we are blessed to play every single day.
Final questions.
What was the best meal you had, Lex? You talked about the food. What was the best meal?
The best meal? Oh gosh. I really like the acai there. That's not really a meal, but the acai was really good. And we went so many places. I don't know. I tried squid for the first time, so that was pretty good. I'll go with that. But the food was really good, though.
Merritt, was your most interesting cultural interaction?
Oh, one night at dinner, someone ordered tongue. I can't say that I tried it. I wimped out. I couldn't try it. I couldn't do it. But I think, like Lexi said, like she tried squid for the first time. There was just a bunch of different things that I know I wouldn't necessarily order here in America. So we got to try a bunch of different stuff like squid, octopus, just like everything. There was such a different variety, and so I would say that was really cool as well. And the food was also really good. So
was it cow tongue or what?
yes. Yes, it was. And Becca tried it. We didn't tell her what it was until after she ate it.
That's important.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.